Hey, today we're going to be talking about Moonstone. We're continuing on with our stone and crystal series that we've been sharing. And as some of you may be aware, there's actually quite a few varieties of Moonstone, although most of the time people would associate Moonstone with that sort of creamy white colour. And I don't have a piece of Moonstone. It hasn't really drawn me in yet, so I don't have anything like that to show you. But I'm sure you'll be able to find what it looks like through the use of the internet quite easily. If you want to pause this video and do that, or afterwards, that's all good. So often the places in which you would find the stone in the ground would be places like Australia, Brazil, Burma, India, Mexico, Sri Lanka, US, and many more. Now, as I've spoken of before, you can actually use crystals through the use of visualization and art. You don't have to actually physically obtain them to work with them. And for some people, that's going to align a lot more to your own ethics about resources and extracting minerals from the earth. So when we're measuring the speed at which it vibrates, the stone itself, we would probably put it on the scale of quite high. Now, the physiology that's often best works with in the body is often the hormones and female hormones, and also female reproduction. It can also work quite well for encouraging growth, like physical growth in children. And it can also assist with your skin, your hair, your eyes, and many of the organs in the body. Now, when you're wanting to cleanse this crystal, the ways in which you want to cleanse it, you've got to be a bit careful because some of them could damage the stone. So things like smoke, sunlight, moonlight, other crystals and visualization are probably the safest cleansing tools for this one. Now, when you're talking about the chakra or the particular energy points within the body that this stone would often work with, we would probably say the sacral, the heart, the third eye, and the crown are the predominant ones that the stone works with. Now, the planet, this one is often associated with, well, that's pretty obvious, the moon. And the astrological archetypes this one often would be associated with is Cancer, Libra, also Pisces, and Scorpio. And when you're looking at the elemental world, this stone is often associated with water and wind. And I'm about to go into the list of the mental and emotional effects that this stone can have, and then we'll go through the more of the metaphysical aspects of it as well. So some people would use it for things like relief of anxiety, encouraging self-compassion, getting into more of a relaxation kind of state of being, I guess you could say. It can help encourage kindness, alleviate anger and envy, and some people would also use it to alleviate nightmares and also encourage better night's rest. Now, when we're looking at the metaphysical properties, we're looking at things like self-awareness, intuition, the feminine essence of who you know, when I say feminine, I'm not just talking about like women. It's a type of energy that obviously many of us have to a certain degree, and that will come out in certain aspects depending on environments and relationships that you're in. It can also help with opening synchronicity, be quite protective, and help provide with some emotional stability, and also help with cyclical change. And yeah, it has many different associations with different cultures and different stories. When we look at the Romans, the ancient Romans and Greeks, they've often associated that stone with moon deities and moonlight. It's pretty obvious there, that one. Certain cultures, travelers would often use it because they felt like it would give them quite good protection and good luck. And in some cultures, it's often used in ceremonies associated with love. For particular purposes. Don't need to go into that here. And then you can also see predominantly it was used in Hindu culture. They had a belief that moonstone was made of moonbeams, which I think is very sweet. And there's also a story there about a battle between Vishnu and Bali, and Vishnu had broken up Bali's body into lots of pieces and parts, and they were scattered all over the earth. And a lot of those parts of Bali's body was then turned into jewels. And the sparkle in his eyes is what they would call the Moonstone. So I think that was kind of sweet, finding that story about that. Of course, you can take all this information with a grain of salt. It's up to you whether you find it useful to you, and some of it may be irrelevant, and that's okay too. If you've got any requests for particular crystals or stones that you'd like us to talk about in the future, let us know in the comment section. Contact us through various social media platforms as well down there. And apologies about the interesting lighting today. I've misplaced my tripod. But you've got a lovely sort of backdrop going on there with the Maluka. And you may or may not be able to hear the whistling of the trees and maybe even the ocean in the background. So yes, I will see you again soon.